Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me for a special episode for Walls and Ceilings, If Walls Could Talk. I am Jill Bloom, group publisher of Walls and Ceilings, and so honored and thrilled to be joined by Thea Dudley, our CEO of Pocket Protectors, better known as our credit overlord. Thea, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thanks for having me, Jill.
Well, Thea, there's nothing more important than talking about today than cybersecurity. And, it is just something that is growing and escalating. And I keep hearing it a little just here and there. Gosh, I met a friend of mine last week, her website literally went on lockdown because of a cybersecurity ransom thing. It was crazy. But anyway, when it comes to, all these industries, what does everybody need to know? And please update us on what we were just talking about.
Oh, well, the sad thing is it's happening on two levels. There's low tech, there's low tech hijacking of your payments. And then there's, the whole, high tech of it. So check washing is back with us again. It was really prevalent there for a while, and then it kind of went away because everybody moved to cybercrime. And now, that low tech where you just snag checks out of somebody's mailbox, or they're even getting really creative where you can like put gum or super glue or something on anything and put it down into the different mailboxes and be able to pull it back out. And they're they either wash them and so check washing is just where they take it through, I don't even know what kind of chemical, whether it's just water, and they wash off the ink, they let it dry, and then they can write it back out to whoever.
That's fascinating.
Is that not the saddest thing? Yeah, now I can be a criminal if I needed to start a new career. But and then they put it through, or they steal checks and they sell them on the dark web. And so that low tech is back. So pushing people to use more and more like payment portals and that more of a digital platform for paying whether you're paying your bills or whether you're waiting for money to come in to you, that's really much more secure. That solves your low tech piece, but then you've got your cyber crime where now you have to worry about being hacked, and everybody always thinks it's going to be a big company, and that that everyone, I'm too small, no one's going to pay attention to me.
Now, it is the smaller companies. I mean, there's no doubt. When you look at the stats, it is the smaller companies that are definitely being affected.
Well, and they'll just kind of sit in your computer until, they're able to, get in there and push out an email that looks like it's coming from you to somebody. And, you'll hear different stories about, hey, you need to change how you're paying us. And people go, okay. And they just do it without like having that second thought where it's like, if I was going to tell you how to change different, there would be like a big push. You wouldn't just get this random email. And so, pushing people to really be aware. I know two-factor authentication is a giant pain in the butt and everybody hates it. I hate it, but I do it. Even with just pushing out emails or pushing out invoices. Anytime there's an attachment with something, if I don't know who it's from and anything looks suspicious, we've all had those Amazon things that come and, hey, your Amazon Prime membership is up. It's like, I don't even hold the Amazon Prime membership. My husband does. So I know those are lies coming to me.
Right.
So,
so basically it's emails that people need to be watching for.
A lot of emails hacking in there, a lot of attachments, and, they go after changing how you're paying, or, hey, pay this invoice. And then once they've got that, they're into your system. And I know it doesn't sound like a credit and collections topic, but unfortunately it impacts your ability to get paid. And then you're low on the low tech side of it with check washing. The post office, not the best model for business. They're, in some cases it's taken 45 days to get checks even across town. And that's a cash flow killer for companies.
Well, you were just telling me that there was 200 post offices that were just closed.
Yeah, they're either closed or in the process of closing them, where they're eliminating those. Because again, the post office, not the most profitable business, but not that, please don't send me emails about quit bagging on the government, run post office, but it's not run like a normal business model. So, if my stats look like that, I would be in trouble, but you're relying on another company for your cash flow. So anything you can do to protect yourself and to get your cash flow in sooner is 100% where you need to go.
Got it. So it sounds like you just need to watch for Well, wait, let's go back to check washing for a second.
Okay.
So do you have some, when you say that that's back, do you have some clients that had an issue with that? And can you give us an example?
Oh yeah. So one of the companies that I work with, it's a lumber distributor. They were having some trouble, checks were going missing. And again, somebody shows up at the bank, and luckily they happened to be in a small town. So, the company, the bank, the teller happened to know this company really well. And it's like, that's not this person's signature, and they would never come in and just cash this. And so they called, and of course the owner of the company was like, yeah, no, that's not happening. And of course the guy ran out. I assume they eventually caught him. That's where I kind of left out of the story. I haven't picked that back up, but he ran out of the bank. And so I mean, that's the sort of low tech crime that, had the teller not been on the ball, and it was just, if you were in a big city, or a teller that didn't know the company, or the teller didn't happen to be as on top of it and go, something looks off about this. If they'd have just deposited and processed it, that might have been different entirely too.
Oh my gosh, right. So if you would have gone to the ATM instead of just going to the teller.
Just so
fascinating.
There's a lot of things you can do, a lot of ways to watch for it. But the way to get around that is just go digital. Just get yourself a payment portal, and then start pushing your payments out the same way too. The more that you can eliminate the number of people that have to touch your money, the better.
Yeah. And of course, you and I talked about that. So we'll put a link below for that other video to talk about how to set up your payment portal. But Thea, thank you so much. Gosh, it's such great information. If anybody has any questions, what's your website? How do they find you?
You can reach me at pocketprotectorsllc.com, and just reach out to me there, and happy to connect with you.
Sounds great. If anybody has any questions for us, it's roofingcontractor.com, wconline.com, roofingsupplypro.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for all our free content so you can always stay up to date on all the great videos and podcasts we're doing, especially with Thea today, to protect your credit. But most importantly, stay safe and healthy, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks so much, Thea.